Hi, Marbs here. Welcome to Intellivision Sunday, Episode 4. Before we get started in Episode 4, I'd like to give a big shout out to Intellivision Gamer. Had a great time on his show last Monday and got to meet a lot of you and learn a lot about some new Intellivision stuff and some old Intellivision stuff that was new to me. Also got to play Moon Patrol. Also was watching Pete's channel as well. Shout out to Pete playing Load Runner from Blah Blah Wolf on Intellivision. Can't wait to get my hands on that one. So what do we have this week? Well, this week we have an unboxing video. It is Ghost Gamer Dad unboxing the shipment that I sent to him of my Intellivision stuff, and he's going to talk a little bit about the plans and what we're going to see in the next episode. So sit tight, grab some popcorn, and I'll turn it over to Gamer Ghost.
Hello, Gamer Ghost Dad here, and I'm getting started to have an awesome collaboration with my friends Marbs and his channel Marbles Man. He recently sent me a goodie bag of some Intellivision stuff. We're going to work through how to super mod these consoles into being ready to use in the modern age and to be enjoyed. So just want to go through what I've been sent, see what kind of surprises there are, and we'll talk through what we're going to work on each of these consoles. First of all, from the box, I have the Sears Super Video Arcade Intellivision. Many people think this is the best version, and primarily I think it's because of the controllers. The controllers have the regular DB9 inputs, just like you'd see on a Sega Genesis or an Atari 2600. They don't have the crazy curly cues like the Intellivision 2 controllers do, which are also detachable. They have the really nice input pressure buttons and nice side buttons that don't break your thumbs like the Intellivision 2 consoles do. Pretty good D-pad, has lots of snap from the spring inside, and they're a little slimmer profile than some of the other consoles. Plus, they're easy to get into and work on and clean. So I think that's really what we'll start with, is we'll take apart everything, including the controllers, so we can give everything a deep cleaning. Taking a look at the console, we have a reset button, an on and off button. Really cool. I love the wood grain. You can see the Telegames wood grain on the front. Looking at the back features here, we have a little bit of cable foo. First, we have the composite cable. This does come out, or the RF cable. So there's an RF modulator here that is either set to channel 3 or 4, and that modulator setting comes right here on this version, much like, you can see it right there, much like the original Intellivision one. We have a power cable, a dedicated power cable. This will actually push into the console. There's a little cavity to slide that into for the power cable. So we'll get that all cleaned up. I can tell this has had a little bit of sun. You can see the color has changed over time. This was black in the very original. It's very common for that black to fade. But if you look at the bottom looks like it's in pretty pristine condition. Doesn't look like this has been taken apart ever yet. But again, you can see the modulator here, either channel 3 or channel 4. But overall, this looks like a nice console. And the first step, as I mentioned, is we're going to take it apart and put the plastic pieces all through some cleaning. And then we'll start to get into the electronics from there. Let's see what else we got in the box. I'm going to set this aside for right now. Next, we have the original Intellivision branded console. This also has the 2 controllers, but these are hardwired in. So they have the curly cue I mentioned, which I don't know if anyone ever really likes. But the controllers feel really nice. They're just like the Telegames. They have good buttons, have very reactive number presses. The spin's kind of the same across all the consoles. To many, this is the classic Intellivision feel that they remember. It also has a reset and a power button. Has some wood grain styling on the front. And much like the Sears console, it also has a devoted RF port here for hooking up to a TV that can read channel 3 or channel 4 on its cable, and power cable, which has this cavity, so RF and power cable. Looking on the bottom, you can see the channel 3 and 4. Again, looks to be a pretty nice clean console. This was sent along as not working. We might do a little side project to check it out and see if we can fix this easily. There is something floating around on the inside. I can hear it banging around, but Marblesman told me about that ahead of time. So this might just be a parts console, but if we have time, we'll see if we can bring it back to life as well. Other goodies that we have the awesome H3 Retrovision Genesis component output cable. And this cable is what you would normally hook up to a Sega Genesis 2 in order to have component output. And there are some video components inside this that will convert the regular signal, the RGB signal, to component and output in the right way. The plug we are going to install on the actual Intellivision uses this same pinout, and we can actually use this cable to output to HD resolution using component video. So this is pretty cool. We also have one of the brand new Pi RTO cartridges. This actually has a Pi interface board on it, and it's made to kind of emulate the functions of the cartridge itself. You can see we have an SD card and SD slot right here where we can put all the games. This allows us to essentially have the entire population of games on one little cartridge. There have been several cartridges in the past recently. You probably have heard of the LTO, but they're a lot harder to come by. So this is really cool. This is kind of an open source. This is an open source version of the flash cart for the Intellivision. So we're going to work on setting that up as well. Also in the goodies, we can't say thank you enough for the awesome business cards and stickers and coasters for my cup while I'm working on the consoles themselves. So a lot of goodies, excited to work on things. In terms of what we're really going to be doing, we're going to be taking, I mentioned the pen, taking all these pieces that we can. We're going to be adding brand new caps to the console. We're going to be installing a special board made by the Crayola King that allows us to tap into the actual video signals and then output an RGB and composite and component using this cable. We have some spacer boards that we printed up in JLPCB that will actually replace where the RF board is, allow us to put on these connectors where that board is. So right now where the RF connector is that we're talking about, this will be in its place to allow us to connect Sega Genesis 2 cables to it. So whether we were actually going to be doing component video out, we could actually do S-video, regular old composite video as well. And we will be, speaking of S-video, we will be adding a dedicated S-video port to it as well. So when we're done, that Sears Super Arcade is truly going to be super. It will have S-video output, regular composite output, RGB output. So if you use a Insurrection Industries SCART cable or something similar to that, and component output using the Genesis H2 Retrovision component cable. So it'll be really ready to connect to modern consoles or modern displays using something like the RetroTink Pi, the RetroTink 5 or above. So that's it. Just want to thank Marbles for sending everything around along to me here, and looking forward to doing the work. We'll talk about things together as we work on them, and we'll see what happens from there. Thanks for joining me. Check out his channel. Get that information here where you can see it a little better. And make sure to also like and follow my videos as we go on this journey together to completely refurbish an Intellivision system to get it going for the modern age.